Hi, everybody. This week, we're zooming into SEMICON West and having conversations with members of the 3D Insights community. Today, I'm speaking with Markus Wimplinger and Dave Kirsch from EV Group. Now, we've got a long-standing regular meeting at SEMICON West where we talk about everything from the state of the industry to the latest expansions at EVG, and there have been many, to what they're showcasing this year. So why should this year be any different? So Markus, Dave, thanks for joining us today.
Hello, good morning.
And how are things going at EVG?
Well, this year actually differs quite a bit from what we expected at the beginning of the year. So that's for sure. However, despite all the challenges related to COVID, I think the year actually had quite a pleasant development for us. It was actually a phenomenal year that set a number of records above the previous year, which was a record year by itself. So overall, from a business perspective, it's going great. But obviously, there are challenges due to COVID that we have to deal with. But we think on a good path.
Well, that's good to hear. And as far as SEMICON West goes, here we are. What do you think of this virtual event format so far?
Well, basically, Francoise, this is something that we are very anxious to see how it goes. I know that SEMI's invested quite a bit in trying to keep a lot of the basic nature of the conference intact, networking and things like this. This is something that we need to, that we all need to experience though firsthand. So we're being cautiously optimistic. We would very much like this to work out positively, and we look forward to participating. But it's going to be interesting for sure.
Well, hopefully we'll have a lot of attendees, and we'll see how it goes. I'm in agreement with you on that. I'm still a little skeptical, but we're participating, so I'm hoping that it's something that even going forward with other, as an example for what we might need to do with other events as things continue. Have you guys participated in any other virtual events or like webinars or anything since the pandemic started?
Yeah, we actually have. We've participated in the virtual ECTC, the Angel Tech online summit, a couple of other summits, not quite as large as this. This is going to be the first one of its size, but it's something that we are very much looking forward to, and I think that we need to prepare ourselves. This is obviously the way that it's going to be for the foreseeable future. So we look forward to at least working the best we can to keep the name out there and keep our technology on the forefront and keep everybody informed about what's going on with EVG, taking advantage of programs just like this one.
So SEMICON China just ended. I forgot to ask you about that, but did you guys participate in that? Was that possible?
We did participate. We did participate in it. I think the scheme of the show is a little bit smaller than what it normally takes up. But we were invested in it, and we certainly did participate.
We do have a strong local team in China, so they clearly a show for us. And given the circumstances, it was a positive event for us. Of course, nowhere near where it would have been without COVID.
Right. Yeah. But I guess that's the way it is. How has the pandemic impacted your business?
Well, actually, of course, many questions and challenges that came due to COVID. I think what helped us a little bit is our global footprint. So we got some experience early on how the situation developed in China. So as the pandemic made its way across the globe, moving from Asia to Europe as the next hotspot, we were not completely unprepared actually. So we actually knew what to expect. And for this reason, actually from day one, we were prepared to react when the government imposed the lockdown. We could actually maintain our operations in our headquarters at full capacity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As far as manufacturing is concerned, which is pretty important given the business environment, as I mentioned, which has been pretty positive for us. We did, on the other hand side, wherever possible, send people to home office to also enforce the social distancing, support the distancing. So from that perspective, we managed to go quite well through the crisis and be available to our customers. So far, we're on a good path, actually.
Dave, do you want to speak to how it's been here in the U.S. for the U.S. headquarters?
Yeah, I think Markus actually touched on it a little bit in his earlier statement. Having a very strong regional team is extraordinarily important, and it not only is that correct from continent to continent, country to country, but also as you break it down into North America, being able to support ourselves in a regional capacity is very key from a perspective of support, as Markus as his group understand our technical support, our technical customer support, and also just being able to address customers' concerns with the appropriate solutions in the timeliest of manners is really how you make it through a worldwide event, and that's what our goal is, and that's what we do on a worldwide basis.
Yeah. So do you have any tips for business how to navigate business going forward? This is going to be the new normal, I guess, for a while.
Yeah, I think that what we've seen is that is that we need to take advantage of the technologies that we feed into. I mean, this is very key for us, right? And I think that we've all seen some of the benefits that high-tech solutions can provide in a situation very similar to this or as we go forward. And I think that we need to be open to not only be open, but also, as Markus had mentioned, be prepared in order to implement a lot of the technology, the high-tech communication solutions, and also the standard of technology providing that we've been able to present over the course of the past decades.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the local organizations, I want to emphasize again, like Dave already mentioned, while we were able to continue operations here, this is clearly a very important building block for sustaining the operations throughout the lockdown. But it's also required that we can install equipment in the field, because we have been able to ship out equipment, but that's only half the story, and that's only doable if we have across the globe in all major regions strong local teams that can act on their own, of course with the remote support via the platforms and the technologies that the industry has developed together, but without people being there physically that come from these regions.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what's the exciting things that have been happening in EVG this year. You've been busy with another expansion, and how's that going? Has COVID delayed it at all, or?
Actually, not at all. We had its, of course, challenges because after the lockdown was announced, of course, there was a little bit of uncertainty on what it meant for everyone, but we worked through those challenges and we were able to maintain actually the original schedule. So for a matter of fact, we will start moving into the new clean room facility as of mid-July, and we'll start officially operations in August, and ramp it to its capacity basically within the month of August. So we are quite well on the way here, and actually started yet another construction project several weeks ago for an office expansion. So
you guys are exploding.
Yes.
The local economy must love you.
I think yes, I think they would agree.
So can you just explain a little for me the details, because I visited I think 2 years ago now it would be, and you had just you were finishing up one expansion, but this is yet another from that time. What have you exactly added in this new expansion?
Thanks. It's a good question. So at the core of this expansion is actually a 600 plus square meters clean room addition.
Okay.
So about 7,000 square feet or so. This essentially doubles the clean room space we have at headquarters for process and applications development. It's a class 10 clean room environment that we have here. And furthermore, also the building actually houses a really modern state-of-the-art training facility that our customer support division primarily uses for the training of customers, maintenance training on our equipment, as well as FSCs at EVG who get trained on new equipment platforms. So it's a multi-story building with, again, at the core of the building, it's a clean room expansion, but additionally, it brings our training capacities and capabilities to a new level as well.
Well, if they ever let us back into Europe, I'll have to come check it out.
Yes.
You need the pictures.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't, why stop? It's a tradition. It's a tradition. So in any case, talk a little bit about the Heterogeneous Integration Competence Center or Center of Excellence. What are you calling it?
Well, Heterogeneous Integration Competence Center. So we founded and announced this initiative, this competence center, a few months ago this year. And actually what we try to do there is support our customers to develop differentiated technologies and differentiated products that leverage the latest and greatest technology when it comes to packaging, high density packaging. Okay. So it includes chip to wafer integration of heterogeneous functionality, heterogeneous materials as well, coming from possibly from different wafer sizes, coming from different fabs. But on top of that, also heterogeneous functionality in terms of semiconductors and non-semiconductor functions, such as photonics, optical functions that can be packaged directly and closely together with semiconductors. So in a nutshell, this should enable really very small form factor, high performance, high density packages that enable high bandwidth. And this is exactly, I think, what our industry needs for the next generation products that should support the digital transformation, right? Moving or supporting from anything from data centers all the way to the handheld devices that every one of us is using their daily lives, but also extending to growth areas such as autonomous driving.
So is the idea that your customers have a place to work on development, technology development? Or, I mean, you're not actually manufacturing, you, as an equipment supplier, this is an effort to work in partnership, collaboration with your customers? Is that right?
The idea is that this is an environment where collaboration is feasible throughout the supply chain in our industry.
Okay.
Including, of course, customers, but also other partners from the supply chain, being materials suppliers, but also complementary equipment companies, where we can then kind of develop and prove out a unit process that our customers require. And that can go from an initial feasibility study all the way to a production proven process that can then be transferred to the designated manufacturing site. Along the way, it may mean that we also do some pilot line volume, engineering validation builds, and that kind of thing. But we are not set up to do production, and this is not.
That's not the point of it, right? I mean, production isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I actually think that there is a post on 3D Insights on the EVG page where we talked about this, and I can figure out how to point people there. Where can people go to find out more after this video?
Well, absolutely. They can, and we invite everybody to come and visit our virtual booth at SEMICON West 2020 this year. But also, you can certainly gain more information off of our website as well, evgroup.com, and as well as Marcus and I had mentioned, contact our regional offices. Make sure that you take advantage of some of those strengths that we have, both in the technological area and the technical capabilities as well.
Awesome. Yes, that makes sense. If you happen to have a local regional office, that's probably the first stop.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today, guys. It's always so good to talk to you. I'm glad we've been able to continue our tradition. It wouldn't be a SEMICON West without a visit to EVG. So, and to the viewers, thank you for stopping by the virtual booth. Be sure to check out all of the other interviews we have on the site, and don't forget to sign up to receive a print issue of our yearbook and subscribe to our e-newsletter, and enjoy the rest of your time at virtual SEMICON West.